Huh. Interesting. Oh, wow. Sweet.
Hello.
What's up? Can you hear me all right, Dimo?
I guess it's decent. Let me.
So I'm using the external, an external transmitter to receive into my phone. For anyone interested, that's how we're trying to do this. Dimo, what are you using there?
Right now I'm using some lavalier microphones. It's the New Holland Mark M2, I think, but I might be saying the name wrong. I'm not sure. It's the new one, the Holland.
I wish I knew more about that brand. Right now I'm using the DJI mic. We were trying to get this working a little faster, but I had some issues with my audio. Can you hear me all right? I don't know who's on this chat, but maybe you can tell me if the audio is okay. Is it coming? Can you hear this? Like if I'm tapping this?
No. Again, it's not working.
That's so weird. Okay, well, your audio is really clear. I think I need a new setup for this sort of thing, but hopefully you can hear me all right.
Yep. Guys, what about my audio? Do you think it's good? Thank you, Alexander, for your input. Hello, Dionysi. How are you? Dionysi is from Aenon Films. Do you know him? Have you met him?
Yeah, we did.
Dionysis, he's from Greece. He's a really nice videographer. He actually was the one that shot my wedding back in May.
Congratulations, man. That was a beautiful video. I saw clips of it.
Thank you. Let's tell everyone a little bit about why we're here and what was the thought. First of all, it was a bit of a spontaneous call. I know that we might not look so spontaneous. Both of us are wearing some blazers. Aaron is pretty famous for wearing such great clothes, not me. But the thing is that Aaron actually posted a story like 2 or 3 days ago about the whole Instagram stuff that is happening with the vertical videos, and that everything is going really fast. You need to post reels that last like 10 to 15 seconds. And yeah, this is something that was really troubling me as well. And I feel really, again, I'm not angry about this, but I don't really like it. And I asked Aaron, want to have a call with the two of us and discuss about it. And then Aaron, the Pretty Jeans guy, said, why don't we go viral? Why don't we make this a live stream? And I said, sure, let's go. So we don't have plenty of stuff written down to talk about, but I think it's going to be a really nice conversation.
Yeah, what I had posted a few days ago was about the shift from longer form content to being very social sharing oriented with the work that we do. I really enjoy your work, Dimo. For everyone in Canada, most likely that is just coming across your work now, I really encourage you guys to watch Your White Moments. I know we're on here with your personal account, Dimo, but they can reach you at Your White Moments here on Instagram.
I will share some thoughts about Aaron as well for the Greek guys, because maybe not everyone know him. Aaron is from Canada, and he's a really talented filmmaker. For me, from my mind, he's really known for a bit of anamorphic look. In a way, he really likes this film look to put it in his films. And I really love that his films are not saucy, are not catchy. He's trying to create something that is more emotional and more and give some connection with his visuals and the audio. I really like when somebody is not trying to create something that is just a trend. For me, your films are real films and not just a trendy video that you can see on YouTube or on Instagram every day. So I really like your job. I'm honest about that. And yeah, everybody should go and check his profile after he close this call.
I appreciate that. It's really nice to know that there are like-minded people like us that are still very open to creating something, not just for the algorithms, the large language models and anything else that's trying to push for something outside of what we're actually trying to produce. And I think that's something that I would love to talk to you about. And for anyone else watching who has questions, I'd love to hear anything that comes to mind from our audience. One of the things that I'm really noticing is, again, the shift from longer, nuanced narratives, which I think Demo, I think we're the same age. I think we grew up on narrative meaning. And from a lot of articles that I'm reading online, the progression is towards shorter feelings, not feelings, but atmospheres of one type of energy. And I think I do that as well, where I'm creating just for one specific moment, where we don't allow the narrative to take in all the other aspects of what it means to be human too. So putting that human soul into our work, I love the way that you do it. There's so much to look for underneath the social media trends. And I really want to hear what you think about not just now, but where things might be going and or where you would like things to go.
So I started working in this industry, in the wedding industry, like 6 or 7 years now. And when I started out, my whole goal, back then, by the way, I had in my mind, I saw some videos of creative weddings from Ricardo Fasoli. He was probably one of my biggest inspirations. Hello guys, hello from Wild Strawberry. And in my mind, I was really trying to create a wedding film that looks like a movie. I want this film to have like a start, a story, a plot, and an ending. That was what I was trying to do. Like when I started out, of course, my experience and my skills were not that good, but that was my goal. So I started to putting a lot of attention to my audio. I was really trying to make a storytelling with either interviews, with the vows of the couple, all this stuff. And I realized that the more I was trying, I was getting better, and I really, really enjoyed the fact that someone, even not the couple itself, could watch my films and understand the story, understand the personalities of the couple. This was something that I really loved, and I was proud of myself. That was the reason why I was proud. It was not about, the quick cuts or cutting on the beat, stuff like that. This is pretty easy. Everyone can do it. So I was super happy that I could achieve these emotions and bring them to the viewers. And nowadays, because of the Instagram and all these things that are happening with the shorts, Instagram even will not allow you to post a reel or with a bigger than 1 minute. Actually, it will allow you, but nobody will see it. So in order to become a successful filmmaker, I am committed to create shorter films. And it's not that I am, my main problem is not that I have to create shorter films to put them on Instagram. I have caught myself during a wedding day that I'm trying to have some shots in order to create the short reels. So it's my problem is that I see myself changing because of this trend. And I hate it.
The shift to fit in with what you think people will watch or what the platform thinks people will watch.
Exactly. And I'm really trying to not do it, but I have caught myself many times that, let's say, I said to myself, I'm gonna shoot 4:3 aspect ratio because Instagram will be more easy to do it like a vertical video. And although I might not like it, sometimes I just want to make, the 16:9 aspect ratio, but I won't do it. And I've seen that this is actually changing me. I'm not sure if this is the correct path to take or not, but yeah, that's my problem. So that's why we're here to discuss about it.
I think the way that you put your work together is really conducive to bringing in an audience that might not be looking for what you produce. And because Instagram now is very interest-based, I think they call it, instead of social media into interest-based media, something like that. The things that we put out will eventually reach the people that are interested in it. And this just changed recently. So I'm very optimistic about that in terms of finding the right audience instead of trying to attract people that might not be for us, And I think that's the upside to the change in things. I don't know what it was before, but the pioneering of social media over the past 10 years, 10, 15 years, I think you could associate it with the platform just trying to build its user base. I'm just thinking from like a tech startup perspective where they're just trying to build their customers. We're all customers of Instagram. We're on here right now. And so whatever they want us to do, we're going to end up doing it, whether or not it's for the long-term benefit of us and for the people that we work with. I hope this is making sense. But what I'm trying to get to is I would really like for us as wedding filmmakers and anyone else in the creative space to just know that it might be beneficial to follow quote unquote trends right now, but things are always changing. And I know timeless is a term that's being used a lot, but I don't think that timeless is a true thing because everything is part of a specific moment in time. When we think of timeless, I think like classic, maybe vintage cars, something like that. But at the same time, if you were to ask someone else from that era, they could say that timeless to them means vintage agriculture, vintage farming, something else from a previous time. If we look at the like top movies in the past few decades, they're based on times from maybe 3 decades prior. Like The Godfather, for example, my favorite movie of all time, that was based on the 40s, which it came out in the 70s, so 3 decades prior. To us, the people that are timeless, they find things timeless from a previous era to them. And so back to my point, I don't think right now is what we should be thinking of when we're creating, but for the long term, especially or specifically because what we do is meant for the long term. If you're making stuff for right now, I think that's fine. But for the long term, it's hard to really justify creating for the current TikToks.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe finding the middle path and trying to not just focusing on the trends is the best way to go for. Because in my mind, a video, like you talked about the timeless idea. I truly think that timeless is what really comes from our heart. So, for example, I talked about this in a previous podcast that I did. For me, when I was young, I was going to a village for the summers, to my village with my grandparents. And it was a really old house and it smelled a very specific smell. So every time I smell the same thing, it reminds me of this old village. But it doesn't mean that when I smell it, what I'm smelling is old. It's just because I was born with this smell and it's really coming out of my heart. And in my mind, this is a timeless smell. This is something that it reminds me of something that it's very stable in my mind because it was my grandfather's house and it was stable. And it was some emotions that I cannot really describe it, especially in English. But but yeah, it's the same with the films. Like when you see a longer film, for some reason that you can see a lot of details, for example, from the film, you might say this is a more timeless movie because our parents used to have this kind of wedding films back then. So exactly as you said, the vintage car, it doesn't mean that it's a timeless car. For somebody, it could be even a trend car. Like someone that's 90 years old, a Porsche from 60s might be something that was just a trend. Yeah, why not?
Everything is a trend in some aspect. And I love what you said about it being from the heart. I think exactly the same way. The things that become timeless are heartful. And I would really like for other filmmakers and our audience, our couples, to take that in when they're thinking about the work that we do too. Is there anything you would say to couples, your couples, future couples, anyone out there?
First of all, I would say, please take some time and watch full videos of its filmmaker before choosing your filmmaker. This is something really important. There are many couples that are coming directly to us and are saying, "We have seen your videos; they're really nice." And I'm asking them, "Which one did you like more?" And they're like, "Are you talking from the Instagram? Like, I really liked the reel with the guy that was running with the motorbike, for example." Yeah. Okay. And they didn't understand even that this was a wedding, because the reel that I posted out was just about the guy running with the motorbike. So they're coming to us, they're coming to book to us, they're coming to pay so much money to us, and they have not seen our actual films. So the first thing that I would ask from every couple is, before they book a filmmaker, they need to watch their films. That's the first thing. It might sound very basic, but that's a bit of a truth.
Looking at a full portfolio, I also wish that would be more popular to do. Not just in video, but also photo, design, floral, everything to do with weddings, which is extra hard because, again, social media is only filtering for specific curation. And I love curation. I think what we do is curate a wedding day into however long our films end up being. But for the long term, I think the actual process of deciding who to go with your vendors should be based on the long-term thinking process, not the Instagram hype around it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see what people said around this topic. Hello. Well, I think our attention span is not allowing us anymore to enjoy long form videos. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Angelos. Yeah, I just say, I think if the story is great, even the trend can be used as a tool to support the process of making. That's truth. It's a bit deep. So yeah, the trend. The problem is that the trend really is not allowing you to use your tools as you can. That's my problem. I have a camera that shoots horizontally. So the trend is not allowing me to use my full sensor. Also, when my client comes to me, I have to first decide what kind of video I'm going to deliver. I'm going to deliver a horizontal or a vertical video. So if I tell him, okay, I'm going to deliver you a horizontal video, then I'm not going to be probably allowed, not allowed, I'm not going to be able to create a vertical video for social media. So I'm getting back from my competition, because Aaron, for example, might be posting a vertical video, and if I'm going to post a horizontal video, then he's going to book the clients and not me. So that's the problem. So you're trying to balance between, should I also capture some vertical videos for Instagram, or should I just forget about it? And there is no answer to that. You just need to find, again, the balance in this area. You have to accept that if you want to create something that is really nice, you will probably not be creating something that is super catchy for Instagram or TikTok or any other social media platform. How do you stay relevant if you don't follow the trends?
Exactly what you were talking about, trying to make things more transparent to the people that we're trying to reach out to. Staying aligned, I think, is the hardest part, because the work that we do isn't meant for social media, ideally not meant for social media. So it's hard. It's hard on the back end too, to really determine how you should be producing the end film work. Are we doing it for couples that want like longevity, or are we doing it for couples that want it to post on Instagram? And I think that's a trend now. Most people in the past, social media was for advertising brands, and now everyone's a brand. And so it feels like we're just commercial filmmakers for the couples sometimes, which I can understand. the environment has changed in our social dynamics, not just online, not just social media online, but social in real life. We approach people based on how they're perceived online. And so it's hard to show who you are in a 10, 20, 30-minute video because no one's going to watch that.
And you know, Aaron, it doesn't have to be like a 10, 20, 30 minutes video. Even a 3 minutes video that you want to create for a client, it would be so much different from a 20 seconds video. Many of my videos, the intro shot could be a really slow shot that starting from black to maybe the bride's eye, from black to the bride's eye, something like that. And it's a really slow transition. If I put this on the Instagram will hate it because starting something from black, everybody will just skip it. And the moment that Instagram realizes, okay, everybody skips the first second, then let's not show it to anyone. So it's not only about the 20 to 30 minutes, even a 2 to 3 minutes highlights video, it's not gonna work for Instagram. Everyone says that the first 3 seconds matters the most. So you're trying to show the most dynamic shot, the shot with audio from someone that is saying some words. This is, by the way, for everyone out there, this is the most catchy stuff. If you wanna get your videos to more viewers, just start with a video that someone talks to the camera. This makes it the most. Yeah. Honestly, it doesn't matter what he says. It just goes through your ears, and you're trying to understand what he's talking about. So you're changing the way that you create videos in order to appear to more viewers, and at the end of the day, become more successful.
I admire and appreciate both the short. If you could do short videos really well, I appreciate that. I think we both do that really well, or I at least try to. I don't know why that's an issue, other than the idea of it. I don't know if you know that. Do you use the term catfishing in Greece?
Yep.
I think it's a little different than what we actually give to our couples. That's the only real quote unquote issue, because what we show, what people see on social media is not always what I think we want to be doing. Again, I don't know. Things are always changing. So
Yes. Aaron, have you thought about, because what we do, I guess from one perspective, it's our passion, but at the same time, it's also your job. So how do you feel about that? Have you got yourself starting to hate, in a way, your own passion?
sometimes, yeah, I think you must feel that too. The passion for it, I think, changes because the environment that we're in changes. The environment online, the environment in real life with the weddings that are now popular. And also we change as people too. So our interests also change. And so the passion that I had for maybe doing like 10 years ago, I used sliders sometimes. I used not gimbals, but
Glide cams.
yes, glide cams. That was my passion, but as technology changed, as I changed, as what we were able to do with our cameras changed, I don't do that anymore, and the passion changes in that front. But if you're asking in terms of like in business as a whole, I want to ask you that too. What are your passions changing? Have things shifted for you?
It's a complicated question. I'm not gonna say hate. I think that if we say that this is my job, I love my job. If we say that this is my hobby, I hate my hobby. So yeah, I think that once your hobby becomes your job, you're supposed to not enjoy it that much. Because the hobby as a word, it means that you're doing it whenever you want. Yes. Nobody will force you that now you have to go. Let's say, right now I have as a hobby that I'm playing football with my friends. Nobody will force me to do it. I will go for football like two times per week. And maybe when I go to bed, I might sleep and think about me and my friends are playing football, and that actually calms me down and I can sleep better. But nobody will tell me now that you will go to bed, you need to think about that and you need to find the problem that you lost last night. And with when it's your business, when it's your job, you're supposed to solve problems all the time. You're supposed to make money out of it so you can live properly. So at this point, you are forced to think about it. You are forced to do stuff about it. And even if you really like it, you will find yourself at the times that you don't want to do it, but you have to. And being, I want to call myself like a perfectionist in a way. And being a perfectionist means that I never let myself create something that I'm not happy with. And that makes me, puts me in a loop that I always have to try more and more and more to create, to become better and create better films for my clients, which is a bit of stressful, and at the same time, it's pressuring all the time yourself to become better.
Do you dislike that? Do you like that happens?
It's a wish and a curse in a way. So because when you really try for something, the moment, the path that you take by trying, it might be really hard. But when you reach at the peak of the mountain, you feel like you're proud of yourself and you're like, I made it. So the whole path, it might be really hard, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. So I can't say that I like it or I don't like it. I like the fruits that I'm getting out of this. But yeah, maybe the whole, yeah, I'm gonna say the same word. I can't find my words in English. The path, it can be a bit of difficult every time. What do you think about that? What's your opinion?
I really like what you said about it being comparing a job to a hobby. I think for both of us and for a lot of filmmakers, it always started out as a hobby, and so we were extra passionate back then. But I agree with you in that when it turns into a job, it becomes a mountain that we want to keep climbing, or we don't even want to climb it sometimes, but we have to keep climbing because that's the only way to survive right now. And so the passions behind the work that we do, I personally like finding different ways to create in this kind of space. For me, for example, is writing. I used to write a lot, and so I published a book last year, and so that was one part of it that I could shift to create more of a hobby, passion, dream about things. But because of the change in the way that a typical job description would be, like our job description 6-7 years ago for you, 10-11 for me too, I don't know that it would be the same today because of what we have to do to get clients, to work with them, and to communicate and network with the people around us. Is there anything you would want to do differently? Like how would you want things to change if you could change things?
I believe that there are many things that if it was in my hand, I would change them. And I'm saying if it was in my hands, it is in my hands. It is in my hands. But I have to find the balance between being Dimos as a person and being Dimos as your white moments as a brand. So as Dimos, maybe I would love to also only capture like 10 weddings every year. And maybe I would be fine with the amount of money by capturing just 10 weddings. But as Dimos and your white moments, I feel if I want to evolve, if I want to find better clients, if I want to do more more traveling around the world and see other cultures and create something more. I have to invest more of demos inside this. I have to work harder. I have to capture like 30 weddings every year. I have to do stuff that it's actually pressuring me. So it's I see myself like two different persons in a way. It's the guy that is inside your white moments and wants to create more and more and more. And then there is also the creative behind this demo that is going back to sleep and he's thinking about the new possibilities with this new camera and he's thinking about creative stuff. So this demo, the creative guy would really want to change stuff. But there is this demo guy from your white moment that wants to evolve. So these things, I'm trying to somehow blend them and make both of these guys happy. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh my. The splitting up of who we need to be is like with a lot of people, I assume that it's so strong. The longer that we're in this, the more separate we have to be from the brand, you know? That's so interesting that you say that. The more that in my belief, the more that things evolve, the more that the world evolves, the more that we evolve as people. There are so many different, like you say, paths that we can take. And sometimes I think that we're actually on 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 or 20 paths, depending on who we are in that moment. And so there's not one path, but so many different avenues to reach the top of that mountain that you say. And so it's really hard to bring those paths together into one major road or railway or highway to where we want to be. That's the main goal of us as solopreneur creatives, artists, mixing all the paint into one canvas in a beautiful way.
Wow, this conversation got a bit deep. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I thought about all this stuff before. So,
Damien Films, Bogdan, what's up? What's up in Romania? Shang, I wish you were here, man. One of my good friends from university. Yeah, for everyone wondering, I met Demos in Athens. Was it Athens? That's where we first met, right? At the Filmmaker Global Conference hosted by Kostas of Cinema of Poetry.
you know what? I have something to. I just remembered something that I really want to mention. So Aaron, you've been to both of these filmmaking global events. For anybody that doesn't know about this is an event about mostly wedding filmmakers. It's kind of a festival. This is not an advertising. I just want to mention here something. There are not many wedding filmmaking events that are happening, at least in Europe. I'm not sure about worldwide, but in Europe there are not many of these events. And I'm pretty sure that it's not easy for everyone to attend on these events. But I want to mention here that I truly believe creating friendships with people that love the same, that they have the same passion and they love the same thing with you. It's something unique, and it's something that creates connections that they are deep. It's not something, just a guy that you met outside and talked about, you chit-chat about anything yet. You see people that they understand you. They understand your problems, your passion, they feel you. So I'm not trying to advertise this event. I'm just saying that I'm so happy that somebody created this event, and I hope that there are more of these events happening in the future. And everybody should try at least to join these events, because you will see that it's not about only listening to the speakers. It's also about meeting new people. I met Aaron 2 years ago. He came from Canada to Athens, and I didn't know him. I didn't know his work. It was just a guy from Canada. And after that, I connected with him. I saw his videos. I answered his Instagram stories, and we created a connection. And imagine that right now, after 2 years, we are here and talking about all that stuff. So I truly believe that the reason that this is happening is because both of us said, let's go to this festival, and who knows, we might open our horizons, meet new people.
That's the pro side of social media, I think. The the good side of it, meeting the people that you want to be meeting, or that you might not even know you want to meet yet. I wish there was more of it. I hope there's more to come in 2026. More in-person connections, more festivals. Whenever you're in Canada, man, this couch is for you. I'm just kidding. I have a bedroom.
Are you gonna let me sleep in the couch?
You'll take my bed, man. You take my bed. It's fantastic to see people coming together from all around the world, because of what we do, because of weddings, because of the connections that we love being part of, and maybe there will be more in the very near future for stuff like this, for opportunities. There was one thing you said there about opening your horizons. Maybe I was listening to a lecture on this recently, on how the most important moments that we end up having in our lives are the ones that are not planned. They're the spur of the moment, by accident happenings. What's the word for it? Serendipity. When serendipity happens, those tend to be the most peak emotional moments that end up changing the rest of our lives. And so if anyone else in the wedding film community has something come up out of nowhere and you're on the fence about it, go do it, go experiment, be creative, not just on camera, but be creative in the way that you approach life and take things in, because you'll be inspired in that way too. And hopefully meet people from Athens.
Great. Well, it was really nice that we did this today, and hopefully we will maybe do it again.
Yes.
Maybe with a better microphone next time.
Okay, I think we can cut it off here. I know you have how do you say football in Greek?
Ποδόσφαιρο.
Okay, I'm not going to attempt to say that, but I know you have a soccer game soon. So we'll end the call here, Dimo.
Thank you so much for this, and I promise we will do it again.
Yes. Thank you guys
Have
for
a nice
watching.
one.
Thank you so much, Dimo.
Ciao, ciao.